You projected the video plate onto these
Right,
trucks.
right.
And then you pulled them, you simulated them into a point.
Yes.
So this is real footage of a backhoe demolishing a house, and you cut it in and sort of blended it into the house. And it looks really convincing. Hey guys, welcome to our video commentary track for Pet Rock 2. We are buttered side down. Let's jump right into it. So, yep, this is footage from Pet Rock 1.
Yeah. We don't want to talk too much about this one yet because we want to save the commentary for the actual Pet Rock episode. And here's where it gets interesting. So, this part of the script went through so many iterations. Originally, we were thinking about doing like a full 5-minute short film, like traditional cinematography, you know, all that stuff, to tell the Rock story, and it was going to be quite an epic tale.
Yep.
But it was a little too much for this episode. It didn't fit with the rest of the episode.
Yeah, we were gonna have it get picked up by a garbage truck, hitch a ride on a truck, and then basically, you know, who knows, and go on an adventure out in the woods. And we ran out of time, and we were like, well, how can we fit this same sort of adventure film into a small segment in the beginning of this film?
Exactly. So we might revisit a Rock story like that.
Yeah, we might. And this turned out really, really good. I'm really happy with how this opened up.
What was funny is, in the end, when sometimes you're strapped for time, you think of something quick and more clever. We ended up doing, instead of a traditional film, we did a GoPro on the head of the Rock, and we realized that actually makes perfect sense for this.
Yeah. It's a first-person perspective
It's a very cute way to tell the story.
And, you know, we opened up with that. So, this is our garbage can. We're holding it
sneak
inside
peeks
there.
into our food choices.
This is fun. So these shoes are actually mine. I'm actually standing here.
Oh, yeah.
And I removed myself because we weren't expecting this shot to be what we were going to go with. And it was so good that I edited it in.
Yeah, but you were, of course, as usual, standing in the shot.
So I left my shoes there as like a nice little Easter egg.
And his vanity got in the way.
But yeah, this one... We have this bear is actually on a pole. We stuck a pole in this bear's head.
So here's this is our usual routine. We go to Goodwill or go to a place like a thrift shop. We say, "Oh, that's a cool item." Like in this case, we're like, "Oh, we like this bear," and they're like, "Oh, nice." We're like, "We'll buy it." So we go over and we stick a pole in its head, and then we use it for a prop.
We have a quick little behind-the-scenes video of how we removed that pole.
Yeah. Oh.
So there it is, and this is me frame by frame going through and painting it out.
Yes.
We do this quite a lot on the channel. Like, we don't know any other way of doing a real prop in the environment that we wouldn't want to do this in CG. We wouldn't want this bear to be fake. It looks so much funnier when it's a real bear.
And you know, sometimes, especially with our current time constraints, we could maybe figure out a clever way to do things, but sometimes it's like, you know what, we have X amount of time, let's just put a pole on it and we'll take the pole out later.
Yeah.
As painful as it is, we do it. You know, that's just kind of, that's
how it
way the cookie crumbles.
Rock runs him over.
That was fun. This guy was just walking down the street with his dog.
This was not planned.
No.
This guy was walking down, we saw his dog, we're like, oh, we need to get something with the dog in it.
Yeah.
Turns out this dog was extremely...
It was the most timid dog you could imagine.
Yeah, very scared.
I think we didn't expect, I don't know what we were expecting, but we start shoving this massive, heavy, loud rock towards it. I'm surprised the dog was as composed as it was.
Yeah, no, we just wanted it to like sniff the rock or something.
Yeah.
And we ended up walking away like, oh, we didn't get anything good.
Oh.
And I looked at this in the edit. I looked at the footage and I saw this moment of where like the rock turns towards it and the dog freaks out.
It was really good. It was a good moment. It added a lot.
Yeah, it helps a lot. I think it sort of places the rock in reality, like as this weird object in the real world. Rock peeing on the fire hydrant.
Yeah, no comment there.
Yeah.
Just exactly what you'd expect.
How did you do that again?
I drink a lot of chocolate milk the day before.
That's not you. We squirted some dirty water on it. This is actually me running.
Yes. This is another cameo for you.
I have quite a few cameos in here. This is me as a mailman. Gotta have a
male mailman.
Male mailman. And then everybody knows what's coming.
Boom, yeah.
So that was either a dream or that was what happened, and we're just cutting to your...
this is more of like a projection of my guilt.
Your projection of your guilt.
The character's guilt.
Yeah. So we cut back to you burying it, and now we're completely set for you wanting to bring it back.
Yeah.
We actually, fun fact, this rock was buried legitimately for a complete year.
Yes.
A whole year.
Yes. This footage, by the way, is not like this is the actual footage of digging up the rock, like raw, like just edited, of course, for the timing. But there was no like 3-4 takes. This is the take.
You can see all the little like vines and stuff that kind of grew around the rock because it was actually there for a year.
We actually, it's covered in dirt. You can see we filmed some stuff of the character washing it off.
Yeah.
But it slowed down the story too much.
Yeah, we didn't keep it in, so we just
and you don't notice it. It just works so much better.
We just went straight to clean rock. Character duct tapes it back together in hopes that works, but unfortunately it doesn't.
Yeah, it's funny because we would have never come up with the duct tape for the rock, but it's become sort of a staple of the characters.
Okay, so you notice a storm approaching.
So this is fun. So right here, so pause that real quick. So unfortunately, we don't have any kind of behind the scenes clues of this, but this newspaper was being held by my friend here.
Yep, me.
Running right up to the camera. So this was again. He has so many cameos that you wouldn't expect. But he's holding the newspaper, running towards us, and we digitally removed him frame by frame. Because again, how else do we do a newspaper flying right at the camera? The best way is just to do it with brute force, in a sense.
Yeah, just brute force it.
And then, of course, the newspaper article was not real. It was composited in.
Yeah, that was fake. It was easier at the time because we're so often we'll have an idea and so little time to film it that we'll just say like, okay, we can fix this in post.
Yeah, and it's not. I'd imagine it's not easy to make an authentic looking newspaper.
No. That's also the hard part. Is like how do you print a real newspaper article that looks like it belongs in a newspaper?
A lot of times it's just we just delay the work till later.
So you created this and then placed it there, and it looks like
I think it worked out.
Looks like it's real.
Yeah. And then of course, so this is fun. If you want to pause this real quick, let's let it play.
Yeah, just talk over it.
I was going to say I do have some cool stuff to show them of the before and after of what this moment.
We'll show that after.
All right, sure. Yeah. So I didn't actually jump off the roof as much as you'd like to think we did.
Anytime you guys see you fall from a huge height, it's usually us throwing the GoPro off of the roof.
Yeah, we have a special contraption. It's a foam sponge that we cut a square in, and it actually holds the GoPro really nicely, and it's so far held up. It hasn't let us down yet.
Yeah, it gives us a pretty seamless result. Lightning comes in.
Yeah. You wanted me to really get electrocuted for the realism. I'm kidding.
So that's pretty cool. And then you have a behind the scenes.
Yeah. So let's show them that. That's going to be fun. So this, anytime we do lightning in any of our episodes, I don't know, VLC.
There it is.
Oh yeah. Anytime we do lightning in any of our episodes, it's hand drawn frame by frame with a paint effect in After Effects. So you can see it's not like a preset. It's really. It is a little bit painful to do, but it's always a unique effect. It never looks the same. It doesn't look like a copy and pasted effect. It's authentic. I don't think there's another way to do it.
Yeah, fun fact, this is how Back to the Future did it.
Yes, Back to the Future did it, of course, with real marker and pen on real film cells, of course. But it's the same. You know what? Actually, not even Back to the Future. Any 80s show, any 90s, 80s electrical, like, power effect, it's all done hand drawn, and I think we stuck to that because it has a retro look to it, but it also, it just works.
It looks really good.
Yeah,
and we used that in the Toast One and several others. The Gaining Superpowers one.
So yeah, I don't think we'll ever do a different method. It's just so it's kind of fun in the end to do because it's freedom to do however you want. And then up right here, I have a cool look at a split screen.
Does this play real time?
Start here, yeah. So this will show you the roof was just a kind of a slight overcast day, but the end result, of course, is what looks like a night, dark, evil cloud storm.
Yeah, so we grade the footage way down.
Yeah, we grade it. We use some like elements, some like lightning effects, and we just sort of. There's so many layers to it. It's hard to explain, but
we actually got really lucky that we only had 2 weekends to film this because the reason we filmed this is because my landlord, this is the house that we film at, he told us he was selling the house,
right? And
so we had to say, well, we can't film here anymore, so what do we do? We have to make a send-off episode.
Yep.
And so we had 2 weekends to film this. We had to get it all filmed before new owners moved in, and lucky for us, one of the days there was a heavy overcast day, so we didn't have to.
It was almost too perfect.
Yeah, we didn't have to edit in any complicated clouds or anything.
It could have been much worse. And then in the end, I'm very happy with it. I think it's a pretty exciting moment in the episode.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so, moving on.
So he's built a contraption to harness the lightning
yeah, of course.
And revive his rock via Frankenstein.
Sometimes we wanted to actually use that effect, but it just the workload got too heavy.
And then this is another weekend we filmed
yes.
where it was perfectly blue, and it was like, wow, that worked out really well.
And again, same fake article, him holding it.
Yeah, me running up to the camera with it, and us removing me from that.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Storm has ended. Well, that was quick. Fun note here, this is super fast news right to your face. We actually haven't gotten any comments of anyone who's noticed that. It's
kind of hard to read. It's super... You'd have to be on a big monitor at like full resolution.
Wow, that storm ended quickly. What does this say underneath?
It's hard to say. I don't think you can read that.
Looks like very something. Yeah, we'd have to go back into the file and remember what it says.
I think it says something like, it looks like there's not going to be any lightning ever again like this. Or something like that. Just like the worst possible scenario you can imagine.
Well, that didn't work, so...
yeah.
So what's next?
Yes, this was... yes.
Unicorn.
So where...
Because why not?
What park was this? This is like a beautiful park in Los Angeles somewhere. I forget which one it was.
We're not going to say, obviously, because we like to come here and film.
Yes, true.
So I animated this, and this took a little longer than I thought it would take, but I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, no, the animation was fantastic for the amount of time we had.
Yeah, certainly.
So there's actually some cool behind the scenes. We have a little bit of a behind the scenes on the animation process for this horse, as well as the rendering and shading.
Yep. So why did we do unicorn?
Why did we do unicorn?
Yeah, I think it's like... what our original thing was, we're going to choose like 4 different methods of revival, right?
Like, how does he try?
The first one is Frankenstein. Second one is technology.
No. The second one was magic.
The second one's magic, and that's therefore the unicorn.
Right.
Third one's technology.
The fourth one was necromancy or like ghost sort of spirit type stuff.
Yeah, demon power or something. That's where the staff of evil comes in. So this is magic.
I think we were sitting on the couch talking about ideas, and I think one of us said, like, I don't know, a unicorn. Maybe he uses a unicorn somehow. I think we originally were just gonna have him like take the horn. I don't know. The end result is, of course, always insane, which is him stalking a unicorn and then shooting it with a bow.
So here's me animating the unicorn. He's blue, but that's because I gave it to you, and you rendered and changed the texture and made it look nice.
I had no idea that you made him blue and that you thought he was going to be like a male blue unicorn. I thought he was just a bluish horse.
Yeah, we got him brown, and then I turned him blue, and then you turned him pink. So it's up to you for final looks, basically.
Sure. Yeah. Often something will come to me, and I'll just whatever has to be done to make it look good, I'll do.
So obviously this is extremely sped up.
Yeah, if you can't really tell, but in the bottom hand corner, the minutes are passing by like seconds or even milliseconds at times.
Yeah, so this is only a fraction of how long it took me to do, but pretty happy with it.
And then here we'll show you another cool thing. This is going to be, it's under the other folder.
So this is a unicorn?
Yeah, look for unicorn.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a brief look at sort of changing the color.
Yeah, so this is after the animation's done. It goes to you.
Yeah, obviously you see me looking at references of unicorns and trying to find what's a common unicorn color. It often looks like it's like a white color with pink hair and golden hooves. That seems to be like the standard for, whatever cliche unicorn is. So yeah, it's just modifying it until it works. It's never a cut and dry thing. You just sort of play around with it until it starts to look right. And then you can see here comes the color, here comes the shaders,
lighting.
Yeah.
Making it look realistic. You put a new eye in there.
Yeah, adding eyeballs and things like. Yeah, it's oh yeah.
What was that? A brief frame of like a
chrome unicorn. Yeah, it's hard. Good to see if you can catch it. A chromocorn. No, that actually sometimes you want to make something really shiny to sort of see how reflections work, and then you can dial it back. It's a fun trick. So yeah, unicorn looked pretty good for the time we had. Obviously in the shadows and stuff, but obviously we can make something look better always. But we were always
we're pretty happy with it.
Yeah, and I think most people enjoyed that.
So he gets pretty close to this guy.
We only had a few people upset with what we did because I think most people were happier to see that rock alive. They understood the sacrifice.
Yeah.
It was a much needed sacrifice.
Now he has the unicorn horn. So I actually crafted this out of clay, and inside, I made a little cavity where I filled it full of glitter. And it was up to you to smash it. And it was up to us to get this in one take.
A lot of this, yeah. It's always better to do things in a way where you can do multiple takes, but in this episode there were so many instances, this is one of them, where it's like we had one unicorn horn filled with glitter, completely sealed.
A limited amount of time to film. Yeah. If we got this wrong, we'd have to clean up all that glitter.
Yeah.
So
glitter's never fun.
You had to get this right the first time, and actually what happened, I have footage of it somewhere, but you hit it, and you can see between these two frames, the horn goes way off here.
Yeah,
that's because really the first time you hit it, it didn't break.
No.
The first time you hit it, the horn came off, and you were like, "Oh no, what do I do?" And I'm like, "Well, just keep going, and I'll fix it in the edit."
Right.
And it turned out okay.
It's one of those things where a simple cut you don't notice, but we could have gotten really unlucky there.
Yeah, so it was a close call, but we got a good shot out of it.
Yeah.
Magic unicorn glitter. So you pull out this like dorky looking like twig, you're gonna turn into a magic wand.
Yeah. We spent a good 15 minutes hand selecting that branch, I'll just tell you.
I am holding this rock up using fishing line, and it is actually heavier than it looks. It's not easy to stay out of frame and hold this thing
up. And we're not always perfect. You can sort of see the fishing line here and there, but it's,
it gives it a genuine quality.
Does it?
Okay, and then this completely bonkers sequence.
Yeah.
Oh, it is visible right there.
It's very visible, yeah. So you can see the yo-yo from our yo-yo episode we put the cameo.
No one has noticed it.
I think one person mentioned like Cassini, or they thought it was like a satellite. Yeah, but it's probably because of the YouTube compression on their phone.
The yo-yo from the yo-yo episode, yeah. So it makes it all the way to Pluto.
Yeah.
Passes a bunch of planets.
You did a fantastic job with the sound design there too. That was an intense sequence. Yeah.
Cool. And then, oh my gosh, it's picked up an alien from, who knows, Pluto?
Flargnap is his name. Flargnap.
Picked up Flargnap.
Flargnap, the king of the flongs.
He's royalty.
Yes.
I have a quick, it is almost 4th of July, and we have people firing fireworks off.
Yeah, that's
outside.
Not cool, man.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, so this is the Flargnap animation part.
So I've already modeled him, and I've stuck him to the rock, and here I am rigging up his arm and then animating it. It comes out of his little body and then gives a little fist shake because he's mad.
Yeah. And you also did the voice for him, too.
Yeah, I did a quick voice for him. So, there he is. And he's a simulated entity, so it's just a piece of geo that's attached to a real rock, which you tracked and put here.
Yeah.
And then it's simulated to give it a sort of like jelly sort of look and feel. And this one was pretty easy to make and pretty easy to do quick.
It's funny because like there's a parody right between the character's love for his rock, like his desire to bring the rock back, the effort he's going through, he'll stop at nothing, and sort of the amount of work we put into this episode. It's sort of like we worked so hard because we wanted this pet rock to mean something, to be something. Mm-hmm. And so far it seems like that's the case. It's, he's a really special character.
He cares about the rock so much, but he doesn't give a crap about the alien.
No, of course not.
Get off my rock!
And what's funny is that alien, he didn't die.
No, who knows?
Who knows where he is now?
He might show up in the background somewhere eventually someday. So, second attempt, magic, doesn't appear to have worked.
No, we don't know.
What do? You're looking at the rock? Oh, there might be something I can do here.
Yeah.
And now the most difficult sequence we've done.
Yeah, and we have some footage. We'll show brief footage of the puppet in action while we were building it. But I sat there, I think for like 6 hours one night, and I built the whole body rig, the legs, out of pieces we got from Lowe's.
The Home Depot store.
It turned out all right, I think. And a lot of those wires and components are pieces left over from the Making Toast episode that we just had in a big box somewhere.
Yep, a lot of this stuff is from.
So you could argue it's legit like pieces that the character would have used.
This little cap back here, you probably recognize from the Making Toast episode. Yep. We have a whole bin of this stuff. So, if you didn't realize what's going on here, the Rock couldn't stand his own existence. He thought he was an abomination, so he had to end his own life. Right.
But like, there's no state for any Rock to be in.
Yeah, he couldn't live that way. Yeah. And honestly, who would want the Rock to be that?
No, that would have been really a terrible way to end it. So this is a brief look at shading and, of course, making this rigged arm look a little bit more real.
Yep.
Nothing ever looks real, of course, when you start. You have to give it basically paint it digitally to look like it's made of the material you want it to be made of, whether that's foil or metal, plastic.
This looks so good, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys might not have even noticed that it was fake.
I mean, I can tell, and I'm sure plenty of people could, but I feel like we hit we hit a point where it's believable enough to where it doesn't draw you out of it. And then here's a fun, interesting fact. So this light bulb was not real. We had no way of actually connecting a real light bulb and circuit board and like a remote control to make this thing flicker. So sometimes you just got to do it in post, make it look as good as you can to where it just sort of sticks out in the background. It doesn't really call attention to itself, and I think it.
Yeah. Anytime we can do a real light, we will.
Oh yeah.
It really depends on how much time we have to make an episode. Like we obviously with our full-time jobs, we don't have a lot of time to prepare.
Right.
So we fix a lot of things in post. We do a lot of things in post, and someday maybe we'll have more time to really crank up the.
We're a fan of being practical, but there's sometimes the only choice is to do this thing manually, and
it can sometimes delay an episode, but that's it gets us the desired look, and that's all we need.
And I'm happy with it. It worked out.
What else? Was there anything else to talk about? I am the person puppeteering this like a marionette.
We weren't ready, especially you weren't ready for the weight. How much does this thing weigh? Like 8 pounds or something? Like maybe
some
6?
Footage in here. Let's see if I can get to that stuff.
Oh yeah. It's heavy. It's a real rock. Usually with a marionette puppet, you go for like a light body. It's not common to make a marionette out of heavy metal and rock.
Here you can see the strings.
Yep. There's your okay. You'll see your foot.
You'll see my. So there's my foot. So I'm holding this thing really, really heavily.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get this window a little bit bigger here.
Yeah. So in the episode, you don't see him at all, and there he is. He has to pee, but we have to remove him. Yeah. It's a lot of work.
So yeah, that's actually really cool to see what it looks like without any of the arms on it.
Yeah, and less effort on. You can see the strings there as well.
Also, another thing is we replaced the stick.
Yeah. So, we dropped the stick and then digitally swapped to a fake stick that can be broken. Yep. Yeah, this is really cool. I have actually not seen it in its like fully edited sound design state without the visual effects.
Yep.
This is cool.
So that's a lot of fun. And just because we're in the edit here, anyways.
Yeah, we might as well kind of dive in. Just
look at the size of this thing. This is by far the biggest edit that we've ever done, that I've ever edited. A lot of fun. Let's see. So this is, that's the sequence of the lightning without. This isn't too loud. I don't think it is. This, if we turn off the visual effects for this, it's just.
So basically, it's me running around with the GoPro on my head in a park. Looking at nothing.
Yep. So here he is chasing the invisible unicorn.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything back here we can add. No, I think most of it's we've already passed over.
Yeah.
So we'll move on. All right. So that didn't work. Oh, he's got an idea.
Oh yeah.
All right,
another cameo for you.
Another cameo for me.
So yeah, it's a 2-man team, but we all find something to do.
Yeah, and most of the time I'm behind the camera, like making sure that you're looking at. You have the correct framing and everything's.
It's literally, it would be impossible to do this channel alone for either of us.
But sometimes I can't look at the camera and I have to play a character. So
yeah.
We have to, do this and then look at the camera.
I think we've gotten good enough to a point where we can sort of.
You can see the camera.
Sometimes we forget to paint the camera out, or sometimes we don't want to.
We don't. At this point, like there's been so many slips that we think it's okay.
Well, it depends. It depends really. If it doesn't call too much attention to itself there for some reason.
If it's super obvious and like in the way, we'll remove it.
And also sometimes we just don't have time. We just gotta finish.
Exactly.
It's the last thing.
That's
we
the main
do.
reason.
Yeah.
So I slip you an envelope while I'm instantly gone.
Yeah,
There's actually a frame. You can see my foot. No one's called out.
Well, I don't know if they would. There's nothing really special about it, right?
No, that's my foot.
Yeah. Oof.
Who's that?
Who's that? That's the staff of Unspeakable Eve.
One of our less viewed episodes, but we love this character.
I think. Well, what's funny is if you've never seen the staff before and you see him first in this episode, you're still sort of learning. You get to learn a bit about him, just a different side of him, of course.
So I edited him into this crowd of people I found online. It looks Looks pretty legit, like he's actually there.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You want to close that window real quick?
Yeah, I think
we can reduce the amount of fireworks we're hearing. So some investigator notes that I tried to quickly scribble. Leads him to Subway.
Yeah. We weren't paid or anything, by the way, for this. It was just we thought it was funny in the story.
We wanted him to be in a Subway for some reason.
So we're like the staff of evil has because in the first episode the staff storms out of anger out of being abused.
Yeah.
And we see him leave with a briefcase and a hat. Where did he go? What did he do? Well, we thought how hilarious it would be if he's kind of struggling, and he has to find a job, and for some reason just Subway was a hilarious place to imagine the staff of evil working. And we got really lucky to just get in there. Someone let us quickly film it, and we sort of got away with it.
Yeah, we got one of the employees to duck underneath here and perform exactly what we wanted.
Of course.
And he did a great job. He turned him towards us and then started shaking him out of fear because the staff kind of fears you.
Yeah, exactly.
So you bring him back, and staff is protesting the entire time.
Yeah. Oh, and so you did the voice for the staff.
I did the voice for the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I have a lot of.
It's a modified voice, but you are the staff. Like that's the thing is you are the staff.
So I'm underneath this table, also holding the staff and puppeteering.
Oh yeah, show them the arms.
Sure.
It's in the edit. Yeah. So here the staff was half of the staff was covered by his arms. Because something has to hold it and move it. So again, digitally removing him and adding in the staff. It's a lot of work, but
so now it looks like he's jumping around on the table.
Yeah.
I always love how the staff is like, I ain't gonna do jack for you, and you start crying, and he's like, all right.
Yeah, the staff has a soft spot. The staff is actually well-meaning, despite his nature.
But he can't really control his.
No, he's not a very good staff of evil in any way, shape, or form.
And you put some fire on his head. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Things get out of control quite quickly. And we took the camera and threaded it through the window.
Yep. Well, it was a pretty big window, I wouldn't say.
There goes the rock. Here comes the staff. And then for our biggest and one of our most daunting visual effects sequences.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad because that's it, right? Like we had to move out of that house.
Yeah,
and that was a way of us getting rid of it.
We knew we wanted to destroy the house in some way.
Here's what's interesting, right? So the character hasn't tried this yet. He hasn't tried what he did the first time in the first episode, which was to just wave the stick in front of the rock and toss it away.
Yep, like fetch with it.
Could that be it? Could that have been it? Or was it a combination of everything?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's what we went for with this episode, is like what really did bring the rock back? Was it his love for the rock? Perhaps.
So before we get into this sort of sad and sentimental moment, we have some interesting behind the scenes. Please ignore the fireworks. It is July 2nd. We have some interesting behind the scenes of this whole moment. So I think the visual effects are already turned off. So if we play this, so you actually add the red eyes.
Oh yeah, we always have to add the eyes in. Those are never there.
One thing we might play with doing later is adding real red eyes and
perhaps
putting some LEDs in there.
We might build a slightly better staff rig, so to speak.
Yeah. So there you can see my hand, my arm puppeteering it down here.
We do our best to conceal it, but it's just we have to see it at some point. And then there's a hand and not so magical after all, huh? Yeah.
Then nothing's happening.
Nope. Just me looking like an idiot. Yeah. So there's a lot of imagination going on here. You have to imagine a lot of stuff happening. Yeah, so there's that.
And then you have a really cool behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, this is cool. This with this, it's this is a brief look at sort of figuring out how to create this physics of the collapse. The default setting for this program was to sort of make it look like a window was breaking. So you have to sort of play around with the values or whatever until it sort of looks like a vortex sucking everything in. And the end result is, I think it's pretty convincing. I mean, it's again we're pressed for time on pretty much everything. So at a certain point, we just get to a level where we're happy and we got to move on. So yeah, look at this. So
yeah, it's pretty cool. You projected the video plate onto these tracks.
Right.
And then you pulled them, you simulated them into a point.
Yes.
And it looks like an implosion of particles.
And let's brush off the fact that it's pulling chunks of the tree in as well. But there really, there wasn't an answer
there's not much we could do about that other short of like cutting the tree down.
Yeah, which I don't think the landlord would have been happy with.
No. But I think this was really good. And then one thing we did not record was the chunks falling inside the house. That may look real, and that's because it is real.
Yeah, we had some footage of like a house demolition that we added and incorporated.
Yep. So you can actually see there's a little bit of a backhoe right in here somewhere.
There
it is.
It's like a shadow. I would say like a brief shadow.
You can see the forks, the fork of a forklift or a back. What do they call them? Backhoe, I think. Yeah, backhoe. Right there.
Scary machines.
So this is real footage of a backhoe demolishing a house, and you cut it in and sort of blended it into the house. And it looks really convincing.
It did the trick. A lot of times you just got to do the trick, and then you just move on with your life.
So we'll continue here, and then we have our sentimental picking up your pieces of your life after your house has been destroyed, putting them in, I guess, an apron.
Yeah.
And then packing it up like a classic shoulder sack.
And then this is really, this is pretty much the last look at this neighborhood for this character.
I'm not going to be here anymore.
No. But, of course, we've got plenty of plans for the future of this character. This is just going to be we'll call this the end of chapter 1, if you want to call it something.
And how nice. Your rock actually came alive at the end of the episode.
Rocky's back.
Yeah, we wanted to bring him back. If we're gonna leave the house, we're not gonna leave him buried in the backyard.
No.
That's one of the main reasons why we had to do this.
It was kind of cool. Also, we said, all right, we're gonna have the character now be no longer living at that place. He's gonna be on his own, fending for himself. He needs a companion. He needs a friend because for most of the show he's alone. He's got nothing. We decided it was time to give him something. So give him someone.
And we're not gonna, like I said, we're not gonna leave the pet rock buried in the backyard.
No. That would have been a little hilarious for years from now, like someone to whoever dig up a pet rock,
a split in half rock with like a dog collar, like
Yeah, but we couldn't leave rocks.
So I think this is the perfect way to end this, I guess, season, as many people have been calling it, like the first season of Bug Inside Down.
Yeah,
and I would agree. It's sort of like the end of an era, the house era, and we're gonna move on. And
take it to the next level.
See where we go from here.
And then, of course, here we have my fantastic artwork, which I'll be selling at the Getty Museum of Art one day.
Cute little story of what happens after his house is destroyed and what he's up to, fending for food.
We wanted to just let everyone know that there was more to it, like that they are on an adventure and that they're going to be doing things together.
Like it's the clouds from having a picnic,
right? Maybe it is. Maybe
it's
not.
They came back.
They came back to like rain on his parade,
and then I guess you've
found a potential place to live, perhaps.
Taking shelter in a box.
Yeah,
and we'll see if that plays into the next episode.
Yeah. And then perfectly timed gust of wind.
Is there anything else we wanted to show in here? I don't think so.
Did you have anything else in your?
There's some behind the scenes of the.
Yeah, we can show them
Space adventure.
So this is just a brief look at sort of making some particle streams, like for any unicorn-powered wand magic blast that sends something into space and back, you've got to have a rainbow trail. Like it's a standard, So this is basically doing that.
Yeah.
It's always crazy to imagine what we sometimes you sit there doing the effect and you're like, what am I doing? I'm doing a rainbow trail out of the back of a rock. For what reason? And,
there's so many moments in this where we're like, what are we doing? This is so weird.
It's fun. Like, I'm sure when you're animating the cyborg arms, like, you're like, what is this?
Yeah, what am I
What
animating?
is this even? It's a robot cyborg rock pet.
Yeah, it's weird and wacky, but in context, it's pretty hilarious. This is a little snippet of me editing, which is.
Oh yeah.
Kind of interesting.
We start with so much footage, like it's insane. It's just the raw video without any edits would be probably like 30 minutes long.
Yeah. So I'm taking this section of you digging up the rock and I'm snipping it the way that we do it.
Yeah.
And cutting it to the most interesting chunks of that, the most storytelling chunks of it, and then I guess what we call it snapifying, and we've probably mentioned that before. And there you go. And then little section.
Yeah, you can see. So what we do a lot is we insert cue cards for what's missing.
So in this section right here,
one of the most awesome things is to slowly see those cue cards get replaced with a shot, like a finished shot. It's always a little overwhelming when there are tons of these things in it. You're like, oh boy,
Rock chases mailman.
Yeah. We had to go film all this.
Yeah, the only thing in here that wasn't planned was meeting the dog.
Right, exactly.
So that's cool.
And then, this is fun. So we drew that from the first episode. We had his drawing of him in the rock, and we forgot that when we went to film. And our only choice, because of time constraints, were to film a piece of paper and then digitally add in the drawing later.
Yeah,
which is absurd when you think about it.
Silliest thing to have to do visual effects for, but
those are the worst when it's not necessary. But
and there's that picture that we pasted onto it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't need to show that.
No, I think that's good.
Whatever. And then I guess that's it in a nutshell.
This commentary itself was a little more lengthy than most, I think, because it's just a pretty long episode.
It's our longest episode ever.
But we just really wanted to show you guys how much we care about this show and how much we care about the episodes. We don't take anything for granted. We do our best not to skip over something just because we don't want to do it. We will always do our best to produce something as good as we can produce it.
Yeah, because we do it for you guys, the reaction we get is
the reaction's awesome. Worth it alone, and we just love the show, and we want it to be as good as we can be. Like, why not, right?
All right, well, thanks for joining us and having an inside look at this episode. This really long, crazy, wacky episode.
And we look forward to the next one.
Yeah, the next one. We will catch you guys on the flip side.
No.
Then I'll change it right now. All right, guys, take care.